Hey there, this is Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and in this video I'm going to show you how I put together September's club card packet. So we're going to use the Evergreen Elegance bundle, which is this stamp set and the border tree punch. I think that's what it's called, but you can get that as a bundle in our annual catalog. So if you're looking for it, that's where you find it. In your packet, I went ahead and sent you the whole pack, 220 I believe, of the red rhinestone basic jewels. Now we're going to use some of them on our card today, but this is kind of like an early Christmas present for you to use on your Christmas cards. Also in your package, you got my swap or my card that I make for you. It looks like this. Let me take it out and I'll show you better. Although you can take yours out. Looks like this, and it just kind of opens like that, little bit of a fancy fold. But that was my card that I made for you this month. And then we're going to start with this black and white packet. Let me show you what the card looks like. It looks like this. It's just a simple Christmas card with kind of a fancy fold. And so in your packet, you have, the ribbon didn't come out. Let me grab the ribbon. All these pieces and parts. We're going to start with this piece of basic black. Now I gave you a big piece. The first card we're going to practice with our punch, and hopefully we'll get it down fast because the second one we won't have so much to be able to waste. But I'm going to put my cardstock in here, and I'm going to look at the back and see that it has a full tree on there, but it has a little bit to spare, so it's not all the way through. And then I'm going to turn it over and punch that down like this, and then I'm going to just slide my paper over and line up those trees. You'll see how they line up here at this edge, making sure that this edge is against the back of the punch. And then I'm going to, let me make sure they're lined up. They are, thank you. And then I'm going to punch it again, and then I'm going to move it one more time, making sure my trees, see, line up perfectly, all three of them right here. Get my head in the camera, there we go. And then I'm going to punch again, and then you end up, now see, here's lots more you could practice if you didn't get it done right the first time, but you end up with this line of trees, and all of this that's under the punch is garbage. Okay, so now I have that. And then, okay, so now we got to look at cards. So when you put your card together in the club meeting on Zoom today, I had them put it together this way to where it went all the way across from white to white. But now if you don't want to do that, I'll show you how to do it a little bit different this time. There's two pieces of designer series paper. Now this is part of the free celebration paper, and it's garden green, just in case you're wondering. But I think in this video, I'm going to put it so you can see how it would just go across the green and not across the whole card. So I'm going to take my silicone mat, well, here he is, and set it down. Now I'm using the silicone mat because I'm not quite sorry about that. I'm not quite sure how many trees I'll need, so I might put glue on too many trees, and I don't want to get it on my work surface, so I'm going to protect my surface with my silicone mat here. I think it's called a silicone sheet, though, in the Stampin' Up! Catalog if you're looking for it, or at my online store. So I'm going to lay this again on my silicone mat just so I don't get glue everywhere, and then I'm going to just kind of lay those trees about there. That looks good. Let that glue dry a little bit, and see, I did get a little bit of glue there, but no problem. It's on my silicone mat rather than on my work surface. Now I'm just going to trim that one, and there's a little bit here on the edge that I'm going to trim off there too. Now this is going to be the bottom part of my card down here. So when I take this, I'm going to put a little bit of tape runner along here, and then layer this right here on the bottom of my card. And then let's take that other one like this and put a little bit of tape runner on there. And this one, making sure my trees are the right way, is going to be on the top half of my fancy fold here, like that. So now it looks like that. And let me tell you, as I get my stamps ready to stamp on the white piece and on the inside, Rhonda Wade did this card, and I kind of took her idea and used my own colors and designer series paper, and that's how I came up with this card. So thank you, Rhonda Wade, for a beautiful card. Same with my swap. I kind of took her card design and ran with it, but she's a great demonstrator and I like casing her cards. So now I have the tree. Now in the stamp set, it's this tree right here, and I'm going to ink it up in some garden green ink. And on this piece of white that fits right here on the inside of our scalloped rectangle, I'm going to just stamp this toward the top. Like that. I'm letting that ink sink into the paper a little bit. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the inside of my card. Right down here above that score line on the bottom. So it looks like that. Okay, then with a little bit of cherry cobbler ink here, I'm going to take that saying, well, let's do the inside since it's open and ready. It says, "May the beauty of the season bring you joy and warm memories to wish throughout the year." To cherish throughout the year. Makes a little bit more sense. I'm going to ink that up in cherry cobbler, and I'm going to just stamp it down here on the inside, just a little bit above that tree. And let that ink sink in again, get a good image there. Looks like that. And then with the other greeting, or one of the other greetings, it says, "Friends like you make this season so wonderful." I'm going to ink that up in the cherry cobbler again. And I'm going to stamp that down here below this tree, leaving just a little bit of room for our ribbon right here in between. Stamp that there. I think it's crooked though, but we'll see if it's bad enough to turn it over. Nope, I think that looks okay. Okay, let's put the ink away. We're done stamping now. I'm even going to put the glue lid back on my glue. Okay, and then we're going to put some, first we're going to tie the ribbon around here. So this is the checkered ribbon from the Halloween, I think it's called Cute Halloween Suite, but we're going to just tie a little simple knot around this white piece here. Well, all thumbs today, maybe we are. Yes, I am. Looky, there we go. Get it nice and tight here. Now, my knot is okay after I tug it a little bit, but if it was too loose, you could also put some tape and tighten it back here on the back, but I think mine looks okay just like that. Let me trim those edges, or those ends, whoops, just a little here. And it's kind of cool with this ribbon. I can count how many little squares I have and get my ribbon the same length on both sides just by doing that. Okay, now let's put a little bit of adhesive on the back of this. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this, make sure my ribbon is where I want it, right here to that scalloped rectangle in the center. And it looks like that. Okay, bring in that card base. Now we only want to glue this to this top piece up here, so we don't, whoops, sorry, we're out of camera. So we don't want any glue down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my piece here so I know about how wide to get it. And I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive down here. And then I'm going to turn this over and put adhesive on the top. And that's how you know exactly, well, that's how you get a glue or adhesive where you want it. So then when you set this down and center it, you only have tape up here and down here by the seam or where the two pieces meet, or the middle. So it looks like that. Pretty, right? Okay, then with that little red rhinestones, now I have a package open here. I just had it. Here it is. I'm going to just take 5 of those, or you have tons of them. I think there's 220 in that packet. You can just put as many as you want. I'm going to add 5 to my Christmas tree here. Just like that. And there you go. Look how cute and simple that Christmas card is. There you go. Okay, and you have to decide if you like the one that only goes to the green, or if you like the ones that go to the white. It's your choice, your preference. Let's go ahead and go to the second packet now. So the second card looks like this. And my packet I have put someplace very safe. Here it is under my punch. Okay, the second pack is this brown and green packet. This time when we punch, we actually need 3 rows of trees. We need 2 for the front, and then we're going to put 1 on the inside here. So we should be able to get 3 rows of trees from 1 sheet of paper. Let's go ahead. I'm going to start the same way I did before and punch that out and then move it along. Line up my trees and hold it. Make sure this side's down toward the bottom of the punch and punch it again. And then move my trees again. Get it in there just right. There we go. And then I have that perfect little row of trees, and then I'm going to just do it again. Let me get rid of this. Now I think this time, and I don't think I discussed this at club, this time I'm going to start in the center, and that way when we line up our trees on the front it might be easier, because I struggled a little bit during the Zoom meeting with club. Let's see if I got them all. Yep. And then we're going to slide these over here. Make sure it's down in the bottom like this. And then we have that row of trees. And then this one, I'm going to go back to the original way. And I'll show you why, because we want to be able to alternate those trees. So I kind of want to start at a different place. And I think this time I might have more luck. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but oh well. We could just keep going. I'll make sure that's down there. And line my trees up again, making sure it's all the way in the punch. And then there's our 3 rows. And really this is all you'll have left from that quarter sheet of paper. Okay, now we have all of our rows here. I'm going to go ahead in our kit here, all these little pieces and parts. And on this piece, this is the Whisper White, it's basic white now. That's the inside of our card. I'm going to take that third one. Let's see how these two line, because on the front, we want to kind of stagger them so they look like that. So the trees look like they're in front. So I'm going to use this one on the inside. And again, I'm going to get my silicone mat here. And I'm going to use liquid glue. And I'm going to just run a row right along the bottom. I don't care how stuck down they are. I don't think anybody's going to want to peel them off. And I think when the top isn't touched or wasn't glued down, it has a little bit more character. And I'm going to just set that right there on the bottom of the inside, or on that basic white cardstock there. And take it over, trim the excess off the bottom. There we go. And that's all ready for the inside of our card. I'll set that aside for now and bring in, this is a piece of balmy blue. I'm going to go ahead and first thing I want to do, this is our new cork paper, and I'm so happy that I can share it with you because just the way it feels is so soft and almost velvety. But we're going to take this piece and attach it, whoops, I put it away, to this piece at the very bottom. Now, an easier way to do this, you could use your paper trimmer, you could use your Simply Scored. I'm going to use my Stamparatus and lay my cardstock up in the corner. Then I can just take and lay this piece right there in the corner too, and it's a lot easier to line up that way. So let me put some adhesive on the back of my cork paper. And now the cork paper, if you're looking for that, you can find that in your mini catalog. It's in the July to December, the current mini catalog. But look, you just set it like that, and look how easy that is to line up those pieces perfect. Now, if you had a little bit of extra, you would just trim it off with your paper snips, but it looks like I got that one pretty good. Then with just a little bit of tape runner on the back of the mountains, and now I've cut my mountains and my clouds both using the, hold on, let me set this down and I'll show you, the Mountains Majestic Mountain Dies, this one. So here's the clouds here, and here's the mountains that I used to cut those out. One of the clouds I'm going to go ahead and just put down with the tape runner flat like this. And then just to give it some character, I'm going to put some mini dimensionals on the back of this one. Whoops. And there. And then layer this right here. And then bring in my silicone mat again. I'm going to just take my trees with a little bit more of that liquid glue and just kind of glue those down. There we go. Kind of hiding that, well, in fact, I'm going to hide that mountain, this blue part right here, that little space between the mountain and the corkboard. I'm going to hide it with the next layer. So I'm going to lay that there, and then I'm going to just trim these edges, make sure they're nice and straight. There we go. Put my silicone mat away. Now on this one, I'm going to take those mini dimensionals here. Let me make sure I have the right side. That's pretty good when you can't tell which is the front and the back after you've punched, but I can't tell, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to put a dimensional on every other tree. Here, and then I think I'm going to come back and put a dimensional on this little tree because he's going to be at the very edge. All those backs off. Okay, and then like I said, we're going to just kind of layer these trees so they look about like that. And then again, turn it over and cut off those little extras. And then there's the front of our card. Okay, let's go ahead and put a little bit of adhesive on the back of this piece here. Nope. And on the back of our inside. Uh-oh, we're running out of tape. And then we'll put this on the inside of our card. Like this. And this on the front of our card, like this. And now, so you know, not that I'm bragging, but maybe I shocked myself a little bit. This is a Kathy original, and I absolutely love the simplicity, but yet the mountain scene of this card. So now this piece here, this is a die cut from the Beautiful Tree Dies. It's this one right here. And then I'm going to take that stamp set, The Beauty of Friendship, and that Thinking of You, like this. I'm going to bring in my mat just so it's easier to see, and so I have that cushion and some early espresso ink, and I'm going to stamp that Thinking of You, not upside down, Thinking of You right on there. Now I'm going to practice once on a piece of scratch paper just to make sure I'm good to go. Yep. Okay, and then take my little rectangle here that has a little bit of border on there, kind of embossed border, and hold that down. Hopefully I got it straight. Yep, looks pretty good. Let that ink dry for just a second or two. And then I'm going to just take a couple of glue dots on the back. In fact, I'm going to use 3. Well, maybe I'm talking about glue dots not cooperating. Here's the third one. And then take that and just lay that right here. So there you go. There's how I did this month's card. So there's 1, 2, the 2 Christmas cards here, and then of course the card that I made for you. Thanks again to Rhonda Wade for the layouts of these 2 cards, and I hope you like my card here. If you have any questions regarding club, I still have extra packets. If you want to join us, it just takes an order. Let me know and I'll give you all the details. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back next month. Bye-bye.